Hey everyone, it's Kabir here. So in last session we saw about the models, navs, collapse, accordion, paginations concepts, right? Now almost we have finished all the topics. Only the one topic was pending, that is carousel. So what is carousel, right? Now sometimes we get the requirement like, let me show what is carousel. So let me go to the Bootstrap. Let me type here like carousel Bootstrap 4. Let's come here. Now you get sometimes the requirement, right? Where you wanted to display some images. Now this is your carousel where you will be displaying your image here, and every image will be sliding after 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, like whatever you are going to configure, right? Now in real time, like me go to IMDb movies website. So once you come to this website, now you are going to see something like a carousel. Now here you are able to see some images are there, some movie images, and they are sliding after 2 seconds or 3 seconds, right? Now this kind of thing, if you wanted to build, this is called carousel. Or you are able to see like here, there are two images. You can do such kind of things as well. Now you can click here, you will get some navigations, like you can construct it by using some CSS, but basic idea what Bootstrap is going to give, let us see that thing. So sometimes you wanted to display your carousel here and you wanted to advertise, like if we have the Prime Video, I think Prime Video will show, let me see. Now this is the thing, guys. Now once if you go, if you come down, okay, here you have to log in. Just consider this one. So this is the carousel, right? There we have to log in. Okay, fine. Now if you want to construct such things, we have to use the class called carousel. So let's do one thing. Let's create a file like 17 hyphen carousel dot html. Okay guys, now carousel dot html. So we required a skeleton. So let me go down and take the skeleton. Now this is the skeleton. Let me copy it and keep in our carousel file. Okay, we got the skeleton. Now if you wanted to use this particular carousel, you have the set of classes. So let us see what are that classes. The classes are nothing but, first of all, the parent class will be carousel, and in that we have one inner class as carousel inner, and every image should be inside carousel item. Now this is the flow. Now let us come and understand. First of all, we require a parent. So carousel tab. Now this is the parent. Okay, now it will have one more child called carousel inner. So carousel hyphen inner hyphen. Okay, fine. Now this will have one more child called carousel item. So carousel hyphen item. Right, now here you have to mention the images. Now already we have a folder called image folder and we kept some images, right? So I'm going to use that images. So for image we have to use the img tag src, and we have to provide the location of our image. So it is in the images and it's like a card 5 as of now. And let me give some height. So for carousel it is preferred height should be something like 500 pixel, and try to download the images of height 500 pixel and the width 1400 pixel. Okay, if you don't have, just give the height and width, it will adjust according to that. Now we gave the images, right? Now it should be slided, like, so I want one more images, like it should slide in at least 4 to 5 images. So I'm going to copy carousel item, it should be in the carousel inner, just paste it one more time, paste, and one more time paste. Now let me change the images 5 to 6. Let me change it to something like 4 and 2. Okay guys, so we kept the items. This is considered as our first item, second item, third item, fourth item. It should be in the carousel inner, and this should be parent, should be the carousel. Now if we wanted to see it, right, now if I'm going to save it, now we cannot see these images. Now these images are not visible here, guys, right? Now we wanted to visible means we have to activate one of the items. So just give a class called active from where you want it to start. Okay, now I wanted to start from the first carousel item. So I am telling that it has an active. Now just save it and comes to your browser and refresh it. Now you are able to see image, but the image is not sliding, right? So if you want to slide, just you have to give a class called slide. Okay, now by default it has like 5 or 10 seconds. After 10 seconds one image is going to slide, but you want the image should slide after 1 second or 2 seconds. So for that we have an attribute called data hyphen interval. Okay, equals to, you have to give the value. Now it will take milliseconds as a value. So 1000 millisecond equals to 1 second, right? So I want after every 1 second it should move. This is the one thing. Apart from that, we have one more attribute called data ride. Now data ride value should be carousel. Okay guys, now these are the minimum requirement that we have to construct for the carousel. So just focus, the parent should be carousel. Okay, now this carousel will have one children called carousel inner. Okay, now this carousel inner will have one more child called carousel item. Okay, now in this div we have to keep our images. So I kept one image, two image, three image, four images, right? Now if you wanted to active means it should start from where you kept the four images, but that bootstrap like carousel should understand now from which image we need to start. So we have to give for that one as a active. Just remember, you have to give only one carousel as a active. Don't give all the carousel items as active. Only you have to mention only one carousel item. Okay, fine. Now this will by default it will take 10 seconds or 5 seconds. It will be very late. After 5 seconds or 10 seconds it will just change, but we want it to be changed. So for that we have to give a class called slide, means it will start sliding. Now if you want it should slide after 1 second, then we have to configure a new attribute called data interval using this one, and we can configure using the JavaScript as well. So we have to write some code for that. So we will be seeing that in the JavaScript sessions, guys. Okay, so as of now we have to use data interval. So I am telling for every 1 second you have to slide. So which should be the first image? Active. This is active, so it should display first image as this one. Then after 1 second it should come this, then this, then this, then it should repeat. Now that is the concept. Now data ride is equals to carousel. We have to configure this as well. Okay, now fine. Now after saving it, just comes to your browser and just refresh it. Now for every 1 second, now it is moving. Now let me come here and let me do one thing. Let me take one h2 and let me say class equals to its class equals to something like text center. Let me give some text primary and font weight bold, and let me say it has carousel in Bootstrap. So let me go here and just say Bootstrap. Okay guys, this is active carousel, carousel inner and slide interval and data ride equals to carousel. Now just check the spelling. Sometimes by mistake we are going to write instead of SEL we will write SAL, so it will not work, guys. So we have to be very focused here, right? You have to be very careful. Now come here, now just refresh it. Now this is your carousel in Bootstrap. So for every 1 second the image is going to move. Now this is the thing, guys, you have to configure. Okay, now suppose sometimes we get to give some indications, right? Now we have to get some here we have to get some indications. So let me do one thing. Let me make it has 3, so it will come up. Now it is. Now here we require some indications, right? If we require some indications, right? some icons we require there. So for that, what we have to do after finishing this inner carousel inner, right? So where we are finishing this carousel inner, we are finishing here. So after that, we have to take one anchor, give some link href equals to some hash, and you have to give a class called carousel control previous. Okay, now this is the class. Now this will take, now we require an icon, so span class equals to same as it is, just you have to add additionally icon. Just copy it and paste here and just hyphen icon. Now if you save it, come here, just refresh. Now here you are able to see something like, now this is coming very small arrow because of this bootstrap, mdb bootstrap. Now if I comment this mdb bootstrap, then it will apply the your bootstrap icon. Now it will be little bit big. Now this is your bootstrap icon, right? Now in the same way, I need in the right side as well. So what I have to do, just we need to copy it. Just copy. This time we have to change the class from previous to next, and here also we have to change it to the next. That's it, guys. Very simple. Just come here and just refresh. Now you got in the right side as well. Now sometimes we get we require some indicators here, right? So if you wanted to use such kind of indicators, we have a one more class called Carousel Indicator. Okay, now that Carousel Indicator I wanted to give here. So here I'm taking something like ul and class equals to carousel indicators, guys, indicators. Okay, and just you have to use some space. Now you will contain each item link, right? List items. So one list item we took, so just save here and come here, and if you refresh, now here you are able to see some kind of indicator, right? This we gave only one list, so one list. If you want more four, so just give more four list. So just copy this one, 1 2 3, save it and come here and just refresh it. Now you are able to see some four indicators. Now you can click here. Now this is how we give indicators, guys, right? Now this is data, right? Carousel. So this is all about things. Now sometimes we get the requirement where we have to mention some data here, like relaxation, some kind of thing, right? Some text we wanted to mention. So just do nothing, just come here, just say h3 and just say relaxation. And if you wanted to give some more text, like just say p and lorem 20 tab, that's it. Now if you come here and just refresh it, well, let me wait, let me see where we have gave it. Now here we have to give, right? Div image, and here we give, right, guys? So just copy these things and mention each and every item inside the item. So I'm gonna paste here, then I'm gonna paste here as well. Just come here and refresh. Now this is coming downside, right? Now we want this should come on the image. So what we have to do, let me do some changes here. It's a carousel item, carousel inner. Okay, fine. What changes we have to do is nothing but, let me see in the bootstrap, it is same. Let's go to get bootstrap. So just search like carousel get bootstrap. Like sometimes if you miss something, like if confuse or forget, just come to your bootstrap website. Then if you come down, Yeah, now this is the concept, right? Now we want some labels like this. So what you have to do, you have to use carousel caption as well. I forgot carousel caption as a one more thing. Like what you have to do, just give one more div. You have to use class equals to carousel caption. Now this will provide caption, and inside this div you have to keep these two things. Just copy this one, remove from here and just paste here, and just copy this div and just go here. Now people get confused, guys, because of you have so many classes in Bootstrap. So just don't try to remember the concept, because I got messages like they are getting confused. So don't confuse, okay? Just you have to understand the concept. Like if we forgot some name of the class, or instead of indicators we give just indicator, so it will not work. So just go to your official documentation and check the appropriate class name. Okay, sometimes you might miss, right? For example, you might write class carousel and you might miss this particular inner. Okay, carousel inner, you will write the carousel, then afterwards you will directly write this carousel item. You might miss this carousel inner, so it happens, right? So that time don't just get yourself in trouble. Just go to your Bootstrap documentation and just see what is the syntax. It's not only in Bootstrap, even in CSS you cannot remember all the properties, right? Sometimes you may miss the names, like sometimes instead of borders you will write borders, so you may add some extra letter. So just don't panic, just go to your official documentation and just check what is the appropriate property name. And even if you start learning JavaScript, sometimes you might not remember the syntax, right? So that time just you have to go to the official documentation, just check the syntax. That's it, guys. Just that happens for everyone, right? That's cool. Now come here and just refresh it. Now you are able to say something like relaxation, some kind of thing. Now it will slightly move. And after moving, like we have to check everything. Now it is moving. So this is one thing. Now let me come here. Let me show one more thing. Like if you wanted to give some animations, just do one thing. Just come here. Like for this text, I want to do some animations, right? In yesterday's session we saw in models, right? In the same way, you can give for this caption as animated, and you can say something like heartbeat, okay? And it should be slow and delay 1 second, means after 1 second it should come. So now what I'm going to do, I will be giving this data interval as 3 seconds. Now save it and come here and just refresh it. Let me come here, data slide, data interval 300 seconds, or else just, okay, fine, carousel item, and this is the caption, right? For we have to give some animation for this caption, so we gave here. So let me give it for the first image. So copy here and come here for the first, and in the same way I wanted to provide for the second as well. This time let me change from heartbeat to something like zoom in. It might be small z, like this. Okay, now if you come here and just refresh, okay, this particular concepts are inside your MDB. It's not in your Bootstrap. Okay, so we have to uncomment it. So these animations all are present in your MDB Bootstrap. They are not present in the Bootstrap. That's why it was not coming. So just refresh it. Now it will come. Now this is the animation. Now this is how you can write some animations, guys. That's very simple. Now you can give any kind of seconds, like after 2 seconds or 1 second it should come, something like that. Okay, now this is the concept of your carousel. So we have completed everything what I wanted to teach. Still it doesn't mean that I have covered every Bootstrap concept. There is a lot of concepts in the Bootstrap, right guys? If you go here you will see so many things. Just you have to understand each and everything. Like we didn't cover this popovers, right? What is popovers means, once you come to this documentation and just read it, already they provide some code. Okay, now if you try this code and understand it, it is very easy, but we have covered almost everything. So that is the concept of your Bootstrap. So this was the last concept what I wanted to cover in the Bootstrap, right? So we're done with it. Thank you guys for watching the video.